But what happened after that is the part that I kind of have a problem with, this Rose Garden ceremony and all that. Michael, you were at the White House.
Sure.
How did that strike you?
Well, I think part of the problem here is the president told a simple moral story, the return of a hero, when in fact it was a very complex moral story, ethical story, geostrategic story. So he gave a tragic choice, the trappings of victory, and then he alienated a lot of people in the process, alienated members of Congress who didn't feel consulted, but alienated members of the unit that the man came from. By declaring him as having honorable service, they felt compelled to object because they know the meaning of honor. And it's different from what the administration was talking about. So I think the president now is talking about this as a political football. I think they provoked these reactions that have undermined their own fairly reasonable choice.
And Susan Rice, the National Security Advisor, says that he had performed honorable and served with distinction. Do you think maybe she wasn't briefed, or how did?
You can ask that question to everybody, Bob.
She's clearly briefed. But the way they then presented it ignited this firestorm because it showed so little understanding of how people in the military, in the active duty militaries, saw him and saw what he had done. And I think it, in some degree, reflects the gulf that is between the 1% who serve today and the rest of the civilian population. Most of the people who work in the White House have never been in the military. And I think that they just didn't get how angry, how offensive people in the military would find it that someone who had been found in the original Army report, they said the report concluded he deliberately walked off. Now, to the military guys, that's basically about desertion, and a lot of those guys in there went into tens, if not hundreds, of operations to try to find him and to try to save him, which was the right thing to do. But people were killed in that process. Now, you can't say Bergdahl is responsible, personally responsible for those deaths, but in the minds of the people in those operations, had it not been for that search, those people might still be alive today.
It's weird. This administration has always been, love them, not love them, pretty savvy about the PR of things and the dread word, the optics of things. On this one, they messed all that up in a way that is almost startling. And I would say, could I just back up David's point? It seems to me this White House thought desertion on the field of battle was like not handing in your homework or dropping out of Yale Law after 1 year. Do you know what I mean? They have no idea what that means.
But they've gone even further, where their anonymous White House aides have talked about swift boating, accused their opponents of swift boating. They now have called the person in question honorable and questioned the motives of people in the unit who are calling into question a wrong narrative. It's probably a good thing that these aides remain anonymous, because they should be fired under those circumstances.